Now, I'm not very good when it comes to telling jokes. In fact, I'm absolutely hopeless. But which car maker has been the butt of so many jokes over the years? Yes, it's none other than the firm from the Czech Republic, Skoda. But the tables have been well and truly turned on all of us who've been less than complimentary about the Czechs' cars, because the new Skoda Fabia is the car of the year. Because now, thanks to a £1 billion investment from new parent group Volkswagen, Skoda are producing superb cars. And I don't use the word superb lightly. 2 years ago they brought us the Octavia. Now they've shaken up the super mini class with the Fabia. So how have they managed to do it? Simply by building a car that's the same sort of price as rivals like the Fiesta, the Polo or the Peugeot 206, but has the sort of space of something like a Ford Focus, and with the quality interior that you'd expect from VW or even Audi. Yes, honestly, it really is that good. It takes a serious contender to be named by a motoring magazine as their car of the year, and the Skoda Fabia did it. The Super Mini market in the UK accounts for some 22% of all sales and is cutthroat competitive, believe me. If the likes of Ford, Peugeot and others aren't quaking in their boots at the sight of the Fabia, well, they jolly well ought to be. At launch, the Fabia comes with a choice of 3 engines, a 1.4 and 1.4 16-valve petrol and a 1.9 diesel, as well as 3 trim levels: Classic, Comfort and Elegance. This is the top of the range 1.4 16-valve, and if someone took away the Skoda badge and asked you to guess which car you were in, no way would you think it's a Skoda. You'd probably say, oh, it's a Golf or something. Top quality finishings inside, nicely laid out, comfortable seats, and driving position is very good. The Fabia is built on VW Group's latest platform, and amazingly, Skoda were given the green light to use that platform ahead of the next generation Polo and Seat Ibiza, confirmation of VW's faith in Skoda and its designers. Now, I think the Fabia is at its best around town on uncomfortable cruises. Begin to push it hard down your favourite country lane and you'll find the suspension a bit soft and the steering a bit too vague, but I doubt whether the brief for the Fabia was in any way particularly sporty. This 1.4 16-valve is the most powerful Fabia on offer at the moment, with 100 brake horsepower. The 8-valve 1.4 gets just 68, and the normally aspirated diesel 64. To come later in the range is a 1-litre engine and a 1.9 turbo diesel. The latest technology comes to Skoda's too, with an electronic drive-by-wire accelerator, so there's no mechanical link between the pedal and the throttle or injection pump. Clever stuff. Oh yes, and by the way, there will be a hot hatch Fabia along next year with a 2-litre engine. Fuel economy is also excellent. From that 1.4 16-valve you get nearly 40 to the gallon combined, and from the 1.9 diesel nearly 60 to the gallon combined. So how does the Fabia rate alongside a car that's been around for some 2 years now, has sold over 1 million across Europe, and is very, very French? I think it's quite difficult to judge between two cars when you only live with them for such a short period of time, but I think that both the 206 and the Fabia are set up for comfortable rides, and in no way is this 206 GLX 1.4 anything like the storming 206 GTI that we know and love. The styling of the 206 is great both inside and out. The only letdown, though, is the cheap-looking plastic around the dashboard in the 206. You immediately notice when you step inside something like the 206 that there is nowhere near as much space as there is in the Fabia, and that's where Skoda's designers have been very, very clever. You also notice that despite how well something like this 206 is built, it's completely eclipsed by the Fabia. Now, can you ever remember a time when you would think to yourself, a Skoda is better built, better put together than the Peugeot? No way. Perhaps amazingly for once, nearly the whole motoring press is unanimous. The Fabia is a class act, and I certainly don't disagree. It's a fresh start for Skoda and a chance to really appeal to the mass market, and the Fabia should sell really well. Does it do enough to convince you to change from, say, a Ford or a Peugeot? Well, I think honestly it does. And for me, the Fabia really knocks the spots off the recently revised Ford Fiesta. And just look at the pricing of the Fabia too. For instance, a base 206 1.1 litre costs £8,500. For a base 1.4 Fabia, you're looking at £7,600. If you wanted a 1.4 206, you're looking at nearly 10 grand.